What up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'll be showing you guys how to make this cargo pocket step by step. This is going to be our final result, as you can see right here. And if you want it to puff like the one on the screen, all you have to do is just to put some things inside the pocket in order to give you a puff like this, as you can see right here. So before getting into the video, make sure you give the video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are yet to subscribe to the channel. So let's get straight into the tutorial. So first and foremost, this is the fabric you're going to be using. You've seen that already. So I need you guys to pay good attention to the process, step by step, as always. So now you have to determine the wideness of your pocket and the heights you're going to be using. So my total wideness here is going to be at 6.5 inches. You can see that's going to be my total wideness of my pocket. That's going to slant from the top all the way to the bottom of the pocket, 6.5 inches. And the top is going to be at a total of 5.5 inches maximum. So here I'm going to measure 6.5 inches and cut out my collar stay. I'll be using a collar stay interfacing, a collar interfacing, sorry, a collar interfacing. So right here, once you get your, you can see here I have my 6.5 inches. Now the pocket cover, first, the measurement I'll be using for the pocket cover is going to be 3 inches. So you can see right here, I'm going to measure my 3 inches all the way down, you can see, and I'm going to basically cut that out. 3 inches, make sure you're using 3 inches, depending on how wide you want the pocket cover to be. But here, I want it to be a total wideness of 3 inches, right? So I'm going to simply cut out my 3 inches. You're going to work on them step one after the other. The first thing we're going to work on is going to be the pocket cover. So this is the pocket cover. You can see that. Once I get that, the next thing I'm going to do now is to basically fold them together. Fold them together and get the center point. I'm going to get the center point. Make sure you get the center point on the pocket cover. You can see that. And I'm going to cut out the shape. You can basically use your pen to draw out the shape, but here I'm just going to use my scissors to just cut out the shape out, just like this. You can see that. The shape of a crown, something like a crown. And here also I'm going to basically cut it out the edge. Make sure it is straight, make sure each of the edges are straight. You can see that. I'm going to cut it out, make sure those edges are straight. You see what I have? So this is what the cover is going to look like. You see that? That's what the cover is going to look like. You see what I have here? So now I need you guys to pay attention. Everything is going to be step by step and you're going to get exactly the same result. So make sure you give the video a thumb up. Now my pocket height is going to be a total of 7.5 inches. You can see that. My pocket height is going to be mostly between 7 inches and 7.5 inches. It shouldn't look too long. So here we can basically work with 7.5 inches. You can see that. Make sure you get that center part. That's my total pocket height. You can see that 7.5 inches. 7.5 inches. You see that? And I'm going to cut that out also. See that? So this is what I'm going to be having for my pocket cover. So now I need you guys to pay attention as well. So here I'm going to fold it and get the center point on the wideness. I'm going to fold the wideness into 2 and get the center point right like this. You can see that. See what I have? Get the center point right like that. So this place, I'm going to fold this one also together and I'm going to place it on top of here. You can see that. That's exactly what we are looking for our pocket, right? I need you guys to pay attention. So here, all you have to do is basically very simple. I'm going to measure my exact height. I told you guys the up part is going to be 5.5 inches, while the down part is going to be 6.5 inches. So now I'm going to divide my 5.5 into 2 places, which will give me 2 3/4 of an inch. I believe you guys understand that's 3/4 of an inch. So here I'm going to measure that and I'm going to mark that 2 3/4 at that place. 2 3/4, and I'm going to slant it all the way to the edge of the 6.5 inches down. I believe you guys understand that. Your total up wideness, the wideness of the top, which is 5.5 inches divided by 2, I'm going to mark that place. You can see that. which is 2 3/4. I'm going to mark that place just like that, you see, and I'm going to simply take a ruler and run a straight line all the way to the hem of the pocket. I do believe you understand that. It's basically very simple. So let me run that, and we are going to simply cut that out. So you see what I have, just a straight line just like that. And also on the cover I'll be having the same thing. You see that? Make sure it is as straight as possible, so that it's going to give you that bag shape, that cargo shape. You see that? So I'm going to simply cut that part out. You see, it's actually very simple. All you have to do is just to follow this step by step, and you're going to get exactly the same results. The tutorial is simple, and as always I make everything simple for you guys to understand. So this is what we're going to be having. You can see that it gives you that shape all the way from the top to the down part. So this is exactly how to cut out that shape. It's very simple. You see that? So let's move on to the next thing, which is going to be the fabric, the joining and the sewing aspect. So make sure you pay good attention. Just in case you want it to slant and look more baggy, you can simply just trim all those edges out, so that it's going to like give you more baggy shape, that slanty shape. So make sure you trim it out to the choice that you want, to exactly how you want it to look. That's how you're going to trim it out. So after that is done, the next thing is to cut out the piece of fabric we're going to be using. So at the wrong side of the fabric, right? At the wrong side of the fabric, I'm going to simply iron this to the fabric. The interfacing, which is the cover of the pocket, I'm going to iron it to the fabric and do a stitch. So after ironing it, I'm just going to turn it just this way. You can see that. And I'm going to run a stitch all around the edges. All around the edges, just like this, like this, like this, like this, all the way down. Then I can do a turn up. I hope you guys understand that. So I'm going to take this to the sewing machine now, and I'm going to run a stitch. Then after that, we can do the complete cover itself. So I need you guys to pay attention very well. It's going to be a very simple stitch. So let me go. So after the stitch, this is what we're going to be having. You see that? Just a straight stitch all around the interfacing, and I'm going to simply trim that out. Just trim out the edge. Make sure you leave some allowance so that the thread will not cut out. So I'm going to trim out all of the edges, and this is what I'm going to be having. You see this? It's basically very simple. So after that is done, I'm going to turn this part out. See that? I'm going to turn this part out also. See that? And make sure you pinpoint those edges. Make sure each of those edges are pinpoint out, so that you can have your exact shape. Take your time to balance it and give it a thorough ironing. Then after that, we can continue with the pocket side. So far, this is what we're going to be having. You can see this is what the cover is going to look like. And when I place it on top of the pocket, I have a tiny stuff here. Let me cut it out. You can see that. So if I place it on top of the pocket, this is what that is going to look like. You see what we are having is basically very simple. I hope you guys like it. If you're enjoying the video so far, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Just smash the like button. And if you're yet to subscribe, make sure you do subscribe to that. So now in order to do the main pocket itself, I need you guys to pay attention here also. The first thing you have to do in order to cut your fabric is to cut an excess of the main measurement is 6 inches, as you can see right here. When I measure it after the trimming, 6 inches at the down part. So we have to cut double of this, which is going to be 12 inches. And we have to cut an extra 2 inches, so that we're going to take out pleats at the center part. That's our measurement plus multiply by 2 plus extra 2 inches. That's what we're going to need in order to do that. So the fabric will be able to cover both sides during the stitching part. I hope you understand that. Okay, so let's get straight into the tutorial at this side also. So here I'm going to simply, at the center part, I'm going to stitch out 1.5 at the center. That's for our pocket pleat. You can see that. I'm going to stitch 1.5 all the way down, and I'm going to iron that before placing my interfacing on the fabric. So I've stitched this part. You can see that I already run a straight stitch. So all you have to do now is to simply open this up just like this. You see that? I'm going to open it like this. You can put your ruler in the middle in order to have a flat surface. You see what I have here? Make sure you are leaving exactly the same space at both sides, and that is exactly in the center part. You see what I have here? Make sure it's exactly at the center part. So I'm going to simply iron it down very well. Make sure it's flat very well. So let me do that, then we can continue with the, you can see after ironing it, you see what I have here? It's not that relaxed as much as it's supposed to be. You can see that. So all I'll be doing now is very simple. In order to make it relaxed, I'm going to simply insert an hemming gum into the middle of the stitch. You can see that into the middle of the stitch. I'm going to insert an hemming gum there, and I'm going to iron it down. That will make it relaxed and stick to the fabric. That's very important. There are some fabric that will actually give you the relaxed you want, but this type of fabric that I'm using required some technique. So you can see that. I'm going to simply place that inside. See what I have. See what I have. Straight. Make sure the hemming gum is straight from both sides. Balance it up very well. You can see what I have. Balance it up very well. You can see. So after that, after you getting that, the next thing is to iron it down and make sure it is flat as possible. So let me do that and show you guys. This is what we are going to be having. You see what we have here so far? You see how flat the stitch is looking? That's exactly what you want. That's exactly what you want. So after that is done, the next thing is going to be at the back side. So make sure you get the center point, and the center point of the interfacing has to be on the center point of the fabric all the way down. You can see that. So we can have something to stitch. So that we're going to have exactly accurate thing to stitch at both sides. You can see. So that's the top part. So make sure you are leaving an allowance at that place also. You see that. So after that is done, you can see what I'm having. I'm still going to trim all of those sides. So here, the next thing we're going to do now, on both sides, on all of the sides, I'm going to measure 2 inches. I'm going to measure 2 inches right here. You can see that. So that I'm going to have it slant to the sides. You can see here also, I'm going to measure 2 inches. You can see that. The down part also, I'm going to measure 2 inches. So that if I stitch it inside, you will not be able to see the ending of the pocket. I'm going to show you that part. So pay attention. I'm going to mark here also. Here also, I'm going to mark here also. You see what I have? So after getting that, the next thing is to run a straight line right here. Just like that, you can see. And also this place as well. Straight line. You can see. And here as well, straight line. So after running those straight line, I'm going to be able to trim out those excess. I'm going to simply trim out those excess. You can see that. So I'm going to have my exact fabric itself that I will be using for the pocket angles. You can see. So if I run this, I'm going to run the stitch inside of the pocket. You can see that. This is what I'm going to be having. So I'm going to take my time to iron it very well. So the stitch is not going to be obvious outside at all. That's why the 2 inches is important. So here, this is what we're going to be having. So next, I'm going to simply put my interfacing at the center part, just like here. At the top part, at the top part, and I'm going to overlap this. That's the top part. That's the top part of the pocket. And I'm going to iron it down. So after ironing, this is what I'll be having. You can see that. So you can see if I fold my pocket, if I close those edges, and if I close this edge also, and I place my cover, it's going to be accurate. You see that we are getting there so far. We're getting there so far. And if you're enjoying the video this far, make sure you smash the like button. You should have smashed the like button. And if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, you should do that right this moment. So here is the most important part. Pay good attention. This is very important. So here now, in order to do the finishing of the pocket inside, you're going to follow, just watch what I'm going to do here closely. You can see. So now you're going to take this, you're going to open the down part. you're going to open this part also, just like we are doing the hem of a suit, the closing vent of a suit. We are going to do a closing like this. You can see that. And I'm going to simply iron that edge. I believe you're seeing what I'm doing here. I'm going to iron that edge. See that? Make sure it is smooth. So after ironing that edge, you can see that I have a straight line all the way from here to that side. That's what we need to stitch. So here, that straight line that's coming from that edge to the last edge right here, you can see it here. I'm going to turn both of them together, facing one another, just like this. You can see, and I'm going to run a stitch all the way straight on it. You can see that. You can see the line here, and you can see the line at this side. And I'm going to run a stitch all the way on top of that line. After running the stitch, you see what I have here. I'm going to cut this out. This is the most important part. If you get this, you've gotten everything. Every process of making a cargo pocket, you've gotten it. You see, I'm going to turn it backward. After turning it, you see what I have. You can see what the pocket is going to look like. You see that? That's what the pocket is going to look like. You see that? So here at this side also, I'm going to do the same thing. You can see, let me show you guys again here. Just lift one side up, just like this. And make sure the two fabric are kissing one another, like kissing pleats, like kiss. It's actually kiss. You see that place? Make sure it's actually close to that one as well. You can see. And I'm going to align it down. After pressing it down, I'm going to simply iron that part also. See that? See that? Give it a good ironing. And if I open it up, you're going to see both lines. You can see a line that came all the way from here to the other side. You can see that line right here. You can see that straight line. I'm going to turn it backward like this. Make sure those two lines are also kissing one another like that. And I'm going to run a stitch on that also. So after running the stitch, this is what I will be having. And I'm going to basically trim it exactly the same way I did that one. You can see. And I'm going to turn it inside. You can see that. Pinpoint those edges. So our pocket is looking perfect. See what we have. Did you not like this? Tell me you don't like this. So far this is what we're going to be having. So the next thing we're going to do now is to stitch it to our bodice, to our fabric. Then we can do the closing. So it's actually a very, very simple tutorial, and I do believe that you guys enjoy it. You can watch that part again in order to get, and I've made several videos on how to actually do cargo pocket that you can check again. So on my main fabric, right, get the center point of your pocket, get the place you want your pocket to be. So just follow this step by step. It's going to be simple. Here, all you have to do now is to simply lift this part up exactly where the stitch is at. That's where I'm going to mark. I'm going to run a straight line all the way down like this. That's where the stitch is going to start and end. And also this side, you can see, I'm going to mark that place. I'm going to mark that place. I'm going to run a straight line all the way like this. You can see that. Just a guideline, that's what the line is for. Just a guideline. Just a guideline. So that's how the stitch is going to be. I'm going to end the stitch at that place. You see what I have? That's where I'm going to stitch the inside of the pocket at. You can see that all the way like that. That's where the pocket is going to be. So the entire pocket frame is going to cover the chalk that I just marked right here. So just like this, I'm going to place this right here, and I'm going to run a stitch from the inside just like this. You can see that. I'm going to lift this part up. That place might be a little bit tricky, but you figure it out. It's basically very simple. And I'm going to stitch it all the way back to the top. I already make a video on this. I'll put a link under the description to go and check the video of the full stitching of a cargo pocket, which is mainly this part. The video is different, but it's going to be exactly the same process, so you can go ahead and check that. So all you have to do is just to run a stitch. So I'm going to do that and show you guys the final results. This is what I'm going to be having. You can see this after running the stitch. You see what I have here. You can see that I sew the fabric inside. Let me lift that up so that you can see it very well. You can see the stitch is from the inside, not on the top of the on top of the fabric itself. It's inside, so no, there's no stitch that's going to be showing here at all. You can see that. So after that is done, next thing is going to be the pocket cover. So just like this, you can see I'm going to run a stitch all the way straight like this. Then I can simply do a turn up over the pocket, just like this. You can see that. So I'm going to run a stitch now, and I'm going to show you guys the final result. Before I do that, I'm going to stitch the side of the pocket cover, so it's going to look more touch. So make sure you smash the like button. So let me do the stitch and show you guys the final result. So this is what we are going to be having finally. You see what we have here? It's actually very beautiful. This is exactly how to make a cargo pocket. So all you have to do is just to put some stuff inside the pockets in order to give it that puff. So make sure you give the video a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on my next video. I picked 2 videos for you on the screen right now, so you can go ahead and watch that next. I single-handedly picked those 2 videos for you. Those 2 videos, I pick it for you single-handedly. So go ahead and watch it.